Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of United Talks podcast. We're trying to be positive for the next game, and Ruben Amorim spoke to the press immediately after his post-match press conference versus Lyon, and ahead of Manchester United's crucial Premier League clash against Newcastle at the St James's Park. Um, Head coach Ruben Amorim addressed the media. He shared his insights into the resurgence of Joshua Zirkzee, the importance of fan support and squad rotation, and how he plans to manage fatigue ahead of the vital Europa League tie against Lyon next Thursday. Now, he was asked about Joshua Zirkzee, and he talked about Joshua Zirkzee's comeback and fan impact. Ruben Amorim was full of praise for Joshua Zirkzee. Obviously, he has found form, and it is at a key point of the season where we need goal scoring, where we need technique, where we need players to show up, scoring in back-to-back Europa League knockout games, despite his having endured a tough period, including being subbed off in just 33 minutes into his December game against Newcastle and missing key penalties earlier in the campaign. Now, Ruben Amorim said that yes, he's doing a great job. This was what Ruben Amorim said about Joshua Zirkzee. He's doing a great job. Amorim said. Also, a very important thing was the way that the fans reacted after that incident. So you will see every time, even if Josh is not playing, every time he gets on the pitch or just warming up, our fans sing the Josh song, and that's massive for the players, for the player. Now, based on what Amorim said, it shows that Amorim is aware of the psychological side of football, and it's not just about tactics; it's about building belief. Amorim gives fans the credit, calling for revival. Calling the revival of Zirkzee a 50-50 or 50% the fans, 50% of Josh putting in the work. And that's remarkable. That's a remarkable admission, and it reinforces the idea that the crowd at Old Trafford still holds incredible sway over the players' confidence. You remember that game? Zirkzee tried to do everything he could, and then it wasn't working. And I could believe at that time, obviously, when Amorim's first few games in charge of Manchester United, so it was expected that he would make quick changes, but it wasn't working, and he didn't want the player to have a stinker the whole game, so he took him off. And it was a good decision, but also it felt like it bashed Zirkzee's confidence. But it was good enough that Zirkzee could pick himself up and still show what he's made of, why Man United signed him. He's a very technical player, very good player, good with hold up play, good with his flicks and tricks, and the way he touches the ball and the way he passes the ball and the way he even kind of like garners the energy to create an attack and his strength as well. So Zirkzee, kudos to him for, coming up and showing himself strong and all of that. Now, Ruben Amorim was asked questions about how he helps players to bounce back. He asked if he did. He was asked about the Zirkzee situation, and he said, "Oh, did you help Zirkzee recover mentally after the low point?" And Amorim pointed to this player-focused approach. Basically, he said that I experienced the situation because, as a former player, I wanted to hear from some explanations, sometimes from the coaches. I just wanted to help the team and then work with him with all the work that all the staff are doing with him. He is improving, and then I put him to play, and this is the only way to show confidence in the player. It's a classic Amorim, method: temperament, empathetic, and purposeful. I mean, his approach combines communication and opportunity. I mean, he doesn't just say, I believe in you. He proves it by giving the players minutes, trusting them in big moments, and explaining his decisions. And that's exactly what happened with Joshua Zirkzee. The next game, he played, right? So kudos to Amorim, kudos to Zirkzee, kudos to the staff for Man United. I mean, the coaching staff for Man United as well as the whole staff at large. So the next one was with regards to the question about rotation. Now, the question was, will Ruben Amorim rotate like Mourinho did in 2017? With United going deep into the Europa League, the press asked if he would adapt, a Jose Mourinho style approach, rotating heavily in the league to focus on European glory. Amorim didn't rule it out, but stressed that the squad depth isn't the thing. He said, and I quote, "We don't have the team that is really big to do that. We have some players that I know cannot make 90 minutes in this moment. So we have to be careful. and we have a great responsibility when we play any game. So Amorim understands the legacy of United's managers before him, but also he is realistic. He's balancing European ambitions with the need to remain competitive domestically, especially as finishing strong in the league might still influence qualification scenarios. So when we have next couple of, I think, 8 or 7 games left, it's not bad for us. It's not bad. It will not be bad if we get 21 games from 21 points from those 7 or 8 games, right? And then if we get that, even though I know that there is no confidence, but if we can just get a run together the last couple of weeks, we should be able to, with momentum, we should be able to, draw on some momentum ahead of if we make the final, right? So we just need a run that works perfectly. Now, with regards to injuries, he was asked if there are any injuries or if he will use the same squad as Newcastle. And this is what Ruben Amorim said, basically. He said, no, it's the same. Amorim said that when asked if any players might return for Sunday's trip to Tyneside, which means that there are no new additions. Amorim has to manage tired legs carefully, especially with another huge game coming on Thursday. Expect some subtle tweaks in the lineup rather than sweeping changes, which is what I expect because he was asked if he was going to rest Bruno and all of that. And he said it's the same. We don't have the squad depth to deal with it, but it is what it is. And then, obviously, with respect to Newcastle, Ruben Amorim has respect for Newcastle and focuses on United. Amorim was very respectful of Eddie Howe's side, noting that their structure and noting something about their structure and strength. He said they have top players, really good on set pieces. See, he's done his research on the team, the physicality, the way they run in recovery, and when they are beaten in the first pressure, they are a team that have played together for a while. But he's also confident in his own men. Basically, he said, "We have to think about our team, the way we want to play, and we are being consistent, right? We will try to do the same on Sunday. I mean, that is being consistent." It just shows that Amorim is building an identity and consistency, and he's not just reacting to opponents. He's trying to impose his style regardless of the venue or pressure. And that is what I noted in one of my short videos I made. You'll probably find it on this channel, where I said that I noted something Amorim said that was very important in his press conference, where he said that basically we worked on something and it didn't work out against Lyon. So it is he had a plan to beat Lyon and then eventually started to adapt halfway through the first half when the players now started to change because the style of play that he knows Lyon to play was Lyon actually changed it. They got to the game, so it is what it is. With regards to Bruno Fernandes and if he will rest, right? Bruno has played every single game since Amorim arrived and shows no signs of slowing down. And then Ruben Amorim was asked that question, and his answer was that it is an evaluation. We will make this evaluation with the staff, with all the data that we have. And sometimes this kind of player has to play in every match. That is how invaluable Bruno Fernandes is to Man United. It's clear that Amorim is cautious, but Bruno's relentless drive and form makes him, really nearly undroppable. Still, with back-to-back matches looming, it won't be surprising if he sees reduced minutes Sunday or most probably the midweek. But I think he's going to try and rest Bruno on Sunday, maybe halfway through second half, or he'll play one half and then rest or something. I don't know, whatever the case. Now, my final thoughts on this basically is that Amorim isn't just managing games; he is managing personalities, emotions, and expectations, and he's navigating a thin squad through a tense run-in, all while trying to inspire belief both in the dressing room and in the fans. His handling of Zirkzee, reliance on Bruno, and a refusal to surrender the league games for Europe shows a manager who's grounded in reality, but also chasing glory. So let me know your thoughts and feelings about Ruben Amorim's comments ahead of Newcastle's game. And then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Like, share, subscribe, please. Hit the notification bell so we can grow together as a family, as a community, and then build this together. So let me know your thoughts and feelings about Ruben Amorim's thoughts. Do you think that Bruno is going to be rested? And then do you think that Joshua Zirkzee should start the next game? Also, should Garnacho be dropped? Let me know in the comment section. Also, what do you think about Onana? Should he be dropped as well? Let me know in the comment section. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye. And God bless.